Well, welcome to the BNI Effect, the home of amazing conversations with Brisbane BNI members, sharing tips on how they can get the most out of their BNI membership. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member, bringing you yet another amazing BNI podcast. This is episode number 38, and today's special guest is Adam Bradley. G'day, Adam. How you going, mate?
G'day, Tony. Going well, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me. Looking
Hey,
forward
thank you
to
for
chatting.
thank you for being here. An absolute thrill. Mate, why don't we kick it off by you telling us a little bit about who you are and a bit about your business as well?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, I'm Adam Bradley. I run Emerge Finance. We're a predominantly mortgage broking business. We're based here in Ashgrove in Brisbane, in Queensland. We've got four brokers in the team and 10 support staff, and we've been running about 10 years. So yeah, loving it, mate. Good fun.
Fantastic. And so from an ideal client, mate, who are the types of people that you're serving?
Yeah, so we're helping a lot of clients purchase their own properties to live in, investment properties, any business owners that are looking to buy premises or buy into businesses, and also clients looking to develop or purchase development sites. So yeah, quite a whole range of, but mainly property based.
Yeah, gotcha. And so 10 years in business. So then when were you introduced to BNI?
I've been in BNI about 7 years now. So yeah, I was actually introduced by another broker. When I started in the industry, I was actually new to industry. Previously, I was a civil engineer, so a bit of a career change. But those first few years, I was really looking for other brokers to ask questions and pick their brain and look at how they run their business or how they grew their business. So I reached out to a broker who was an acquaintance, a friend of a friend, and he said, "I'll come along to a BNI and check out how I generate business." So I ended up going along to his chapter in Brisbane here. And then a couple of weeks afterwards, he was actually relocating from that area and said, "Oh, would you like to apply for the spot?" So that started the BNI journey. I got in. It's very hotly contested sometimes, the residential mortgage broker category. And yeah, I ended up changing chapters when COVID hit. So I've been in my current chapter for just over 4 years now, and I was in that previous chapter for about 3 years.
And when you first got involved in BNI, what was it about that first meeting that encouraged you to then obviously go and apply once that other colleague moved on?
Yeah, I think the terminology at the moment is like the business in a box. I guess this was a network in a box or a network in a chapter, right? So as a new entrant to finance, it was a great opportunity for me to really add value to my client base by, being able to support other BNI members. I really liked the fact that there was no commissions involved or kickbacks or anything like that. It was just good quality business with good quality people. I'm very fortunate. I'm still really good friends and do a lot of business even with a lot of the guys in that first chapter, 6 or 7 years ago. So I guess it just shows, those BNI relationships really do stick the test of time.
And how has being part of a BNI chapter influenced your approach to networking?
Yeah, I guess networking is not something you're really taught, right? Like I did a dual degree at uni, and I did engineering and finance, but they don't talk about how to build a business, right? So there's plenty of guys running around that are good brokers or good engineers, but they might not necessarily be good at running a business or actually growing a business. So I think that's been really helpful, not only for the referrals, obviously, but being around other like-minded business owners. And it's pretty bloody lonely when you start out, right, as a one-man band or a sole business operator. So, being able to bounce business ideas and thoughts and, HR stuff and staffing and things like that, process and improvements around other, really successful business owners. In our current chapter, we've got business owners that have run their own businesses for, 20, 25, 30 years. And I'm sure that's pretty common across some of the chapters. So, 10 years in, I've survived the first decade, but hopefully a few more to come. So it's great to be able to draw on those experiences and I guess learn how to grow a business through word of mouth, referrals and networking.
And how do you measure your success as part of your BNI participation?
Yeah, I mean we've grown quite significantly with our BNI. Currently, about 20% of our business is through BNI. I actually had one that was quite good. I in my previous chapter, I had a BNI member that referred a client to me, and I ended up helping him with a loan. He was actually based in Perth, so I never got to meet him face to face, but he had a really positive experience, and he actually referred almost 15 of his friends and family and colleagues, of which I've never met any of those people either. It's just all been online or over email and whatnot. So I guess that really showed the power of BNI. Just that one connection ended up translating into a lot of, second, third, fourth tier referrals. Obviously, I did a pretty good job, or I at least convinced them I did a good job, for them to keep referring. But I guess that was the real switch moment for me where I realized, geez, this is really powerful, this network and this word of mouth marketing or advertising. I've never met any of these guys, and we ended up doing a lot of loans and helping a lot of families get into new properties just because of that initial connection. And that BNI member trusted me and our business and our offering, and I guess I was thankful enough that he referred me to that first person, and it turned into a lot of business, which is great.
Well, it's incredibly powerful and a wonderful example of how BNI, BNI at its optimum, Adam. So
Yeah, correct.
thank
Yep.
you for sharing. What advice would you give to new BNI members, mate, to make the most out of their membership?
Yeah, I think the great thing about BNI is you're front of mind. You are catching up every week, and you're getting to really learn in depth around the other members' businesses. And I think it really is the giver's gain. And I mean, how many times even yourself, Tony, you go and have a one-to-one with someone, and then within a week or two, you've probably got a referral for that member, and they've probably got a referral for you. So it's really about getting out there and meeting all of the members, sitting down, having a coffee or a catch up, getting to learn their business in a lot more depth. And I just look at BNI as an opportunity to, add value to our clients. And a lot of the time it's only one extra question, or who are you using for this? Or who does your books? Or who's, selling your property? So, they're already speaking to us, a lot of our clients, and trusting us with, in our case, their finances. So, it's a bit of a no-brainer for them to trust us with our recommendations for other people that might be involved in the property journey, or other connections of ours. And I guess I love the fact now that clients will come back to me and say, "Oh, look, I know this isn't your area, but do you know someone that's in garden maintenance, or do you know a painter?" Or, completely unrelated to finance, but it's I look like a connector, I guess, to our client base, which is really good value add.
Yeah, well, you are a connector, right? And like you
Mm.
said, if you use property as that sort of central piece, then
Mm.
there's so many different occupations or professions that spin off from that, whether it be, buyers agents, real estate agents, like
Mm.
you said, the tradespeople, the
Yep.
maintenance people, the painters,
Mm.
so on and so forth. So even
Mm.
though you're lending the money to get into that property or
Mm.
refinancing people, but then you've got all these other, access to these other businesses where property is central to their business as well.
Correct. And you never know when you're talking to a client, what will pop up, right? Someone, we've, got some categories in our chapter that aren't, they don't really have like power groups per se, like we would in property. But, you're just talking to people and they mention something about new signage, or, need to get some business cards printed or something like that. So, there's always opportunities. And I guess that's what I really enjoy, is supporting other members with referrals. And I guess, the benefit is that the other members in my chapter are out there talking to people at barbecues or meetings, and someone mentions finance, and hopefully we're front of mind, and they give us the opportunity to have a chat to that client around, assisting them with that process.
And you just mentioned power groups, Adam. So what's that all about, mate?
Yeah, so a power group, I guess, different professions in the chapter that hold categories in the chapter that will all work around a similar clientele. So I guess in our power group, in our current chapter, I can obviously help them with the finance, but they'll also need, conveyancer to help with the legal paperwork. So there's an opportunity for us to refer to the conveyancer. We've got a buyer's agent in the group. So if the client's looking to purchase a property, that's a great opportunity for them. Got a real estate agent. So if they're looking to sell a property to upgrade, then there's an opportunity to do that. We've got a seller's advocate. So again, if they're looking to sell, they can do that. Insurance brokers we've had in the past. So we've actually got a category open for that at the moment. So anyone listening, if they want to have a crack at coming on board as an insurance broker. But again, someone, buying a new property or a new asset needs to be adequately insured. So I guess, the benefit of those power groups is that if the conveyancer gets a client that might need finance, there's an opportunity for us to assist. And if we're helping someone with finance, they might need a conveyancer. So I guess you're all working together, and almost, working, with the common goal of the client to get their outcome. And all of those professions are quite, got really good synergies around the same client dealings.
So you mentioned you've been in business for 10 years, so 1 decade down, plenty more to come. So what is to come, Adam? What's next for your business?
I started when I was 11, mate, so just about to
I love it.
a few more years after that. Mate, I'm really enjoying the growth that we've seen. So I started as a one-man operation, and certainly in the last couple of years, we've seen some really good growth and created a great culture in the business. It's been really exciting to see other brokers join our business. And as part of them joining the business, we've been looking for opportunities for those brokers to get into BNI chapters. So two of my other brokers in the business are actually in other BNI chapters in Brisbane as well. So again, it's a great opportunity. They've got a lot of categories that we don't have filled in say my category. So, there's lots of cross-chapter referrals that are happening and vice versa. They might not have someone in their chapter that we can support my chapter. So it really works well and lots of synergies.
And if you could share one piece of wisdom with our listeners, whether they be in BNI or not, what would that piece of advice be, Adam?
Oh, mate, it's a good one. I guess, I started in the industry from engineering, so I didn't really have a lot of experience in finance. And, I've always just had a real genuine interest in people and, assisting them through the process. So, I wasn't very good at the numbers when I started, you sort of got to fake it till you make it. But I think just my genuine interest in people and being able to talk to them around what they're looking to achieve, that was really key in my business. And I really wasn't utilizing that in engineering, but a business like ours, as a mortgage broker, I really enjoy developing those relationships, and that's the same in BNI as well, right? Like a lot of the people in the group now, I would call friends and colleagues and clients. So it's a really win-win.
And how can listeners learn more about you and your business? Perhaps get in touch with you, Adam.
Yeah, we're based in Ashgrove. We've got a commercial property here, built-in coffee shop, which is pretty cool. You can jump online, emergefinance.com.au. I've also got a couple of young guys getting me into TikToks and Instagram videos and all that sort of stuff. So you can follow Emerge Finance at TikTok and Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn, and myself, Adam Bradley. So yeah, get with the times, hey Tony, doing podcasts, all sorts of stuff.
Podcasts, TikToks. Look at you go, mate.
And I guess it started because we've got a lot of knowledge in our heads, right? As you do in your industry, Tony. So for us, it wasn't really a lead generation. It was really a giving back to the community and, looking at ways to add value and, I guess squash some of these,
Myths.
unknowns about finance or how to get finance. So that's where it came from, I guess.
Yeah, look, it's perfect, and like you said, I do the same. And for me, it's about, it's a competitive marketplace. Like you're not the
Mm.
only, mortgage broker out there. And so how do you then elevate yourself by showcasing your knowledge, your expertise, add value, help people, give us gain, the BNI
Mm.
value. And
Correct.
it's just amazing when you do that, then, people will reach out because they've seen something that you did, perhaps a video you did or some advice
Yeah.
you shared,
Yep.
etc. So good on you, mate, for
Thanks, mate.
embracing all the different mediums to
Got to get
showcase
the
you.
dinosaur out once in a while, hey,
I love it. Very good. Well, hey, thanks, Adam. Really appreciate it. Look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and I want to extend a massive thank you to Adam Bradley for his insights and sharing a little bit about his business. If you found value in today's episode, then please don't forget to subscribe wherever you find your podcast. And we've also got a YouTube channel as well. And until next time, keep networking and thank you for listening.